What's up, War Report family? It's your boy C-Dub. Nick Saban has announced his retirement. He gone. We're going to talk all about that, the impact in recruiting, what that means for Auburn, and much more. It's a nice edition of the Midweek Report. I know y'all are having a great evening so far. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in to the Mid-Week Rapport, courtesy of one of our new show sponsors, Opelika Rage Room. It's just what it sounds like. You get in and smash a bunch of stuff like TVs, windshields, plates, printers. Wow. I guess it's appropriately named Rage Room there. They got two locations, one in Opelika and one in Birmingham. Guys, please book. Go to their website, birminghamrageroom.com or opelika.rageroom.com, depending on which area you're close to. Please check them out. They're our new show sponsors. We appreciate them sponsoring the Midweek Rapport. I want to thank you guys for tuning in as well. Share this video, smash that like button, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Tell the people how they can get a green name, because I think you're still doing film reviews.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a film review tomorrow of Bama Tears Rolling Down Cheeks. So if you are part of the Green Name Gang, you guys can check in.
Okay. All right. We're off to a great start tonight.
Yes. Go ahead and click that join button so you can get on board with the Green Name Gang, man. And we'll have great film reviews going on all summer for you guys. Membership gifting can happen right now. You can get someone else can gift you a membership. You get a free month of membership. We weren't going to be doing Wednesday night giveaways, but in honor of Nick Saban, hashtag get your weight up in the live chat to be able to get in on the giveaway for the night. A He Gone t-shirt. We absolutely have to do this one, sponsored by War Eagle Oil. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Go ahead and get your hashtags in, and we will do that drawing right around the 1 hour mark.
For a limited time only, I think the Rage Room is putting pictures of Saban's head on things for you to break. So if you want to get some shots in on old Saint Nick,
I'm sure Bama fans are welcome to come in and smash some things and tear some stuff up for sure. Bama trolls are welcome on tonight's show too. They usually like to come in unwelcome, but we actually welcome today. We want you to come and troll.
Y'all like being in other folks' business on a normal week. Come on, man. Bring your ass on in here. Come talk about it.
Come on in. This the red carpet for you. Come on in. And don't troll the way that, you used to. You know what I mean? So I need you to come on in and let us know how you're feeling.
Saban's not going nowhere, Paul.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Saban's not bigger than a program, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see. We want to talk about what this means for Auburn, specifically in terms of recruiting, because since Hugh Freeze got here, Auburn has found themselves in some major recruiting battles with Bama. And there was a time where it was a foregone conclusion. In fact, we used to hear from Bama fans a lot. If Saban wants them, Saban's going to get them. Hugh Freeze kind of changed that tune within this past year. As soon as he came in, Auburn flipped some recruits. Auburn went down to the wire with some recruits, even won their fair share of battles this year. With Nick gone, what's the immediate impact for the state of Alabama and moving forward? I'm going to start with you, Mike.
Look, you've got to give Nick Saban his flowers. He had a great career. He's decided to hang it up. We may not see anything like this in college football history during our lifetime. A 20-year, like damn near almost like a 20-year run at the top, going all the way back to winning a championship at LSU. So he's had a fantastic career. But what this means for Auburn and the impact on the SEC is the allure. We said it time and time again on this show. Kids commit to coaches over institutions. Now that he's gone, so gone is his vision in some respect, right? The allure around playing for the esteemed Nick Saban and any promises that were made to a particular recruit, because the guy who made the promise may not be there to fulfill that promise. And we've seen how that works out time and time again. So overall impact, on college football is that, one of the best to ever do it is gone, right? And so, so is his record and all the things that he brought to college football. I think you lose a lot of allure if you're Alabama, losing Nick Saban. So suddenly that may not be the most attractive spot, and we'll see how long they can live on the achievements of the past. Because everything after today is the past.
B, is this an opportunity for you to give a victory lap? Like you had a what did we see last season? I think it was right around the Texas USF South Florida. Did you made some bold statements about this could be the beginning of the end.
I wish I had pulled the video of that so we could have played it today. I would have, I would have relished doing that. But go ahead, B.
B, how you feeling, man?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I actually didn't want Nick Saban to leave. I wanted him to lose while he was still in the chair, because that would have hurt the Bama fans the most. Whatever hurts Alabama fans the most, I want it.
You wanted a slow death.
I wanted a slow death. You could see it, all right? A mediocre to subpar offensive line 3 years straight. Bad wide receivers, well, they say bad, but unproductive at different position groups over the course of the last 3 years, taking turns being bad on the front, or the running backs being kind of mediocre, or the defensive backs weren't great 1 or 2 years ago. It's been happening right in front of us. But I wanted Nick Saban to be there so that the guy who brought them to these highs would be there when they hit lows, but lows for Saban. Now they're going to be able to pack it up and say, oh, well, Saban's not there. And that'll be the first excuse. They've got to grieve first. Guys, they have to grieve. They're going to grieve. It's going to take them a minute to come to terms with this. The group chat that I had ignored for a month after they won the SEC championship game, they ignored me when I started talking to them. All right, after they lost, rightfully so. I said, hey, I know y'all don't want to talk, but I'm here if you need me. That's all I can do is offer my condolences, because all of them know there is no rebuttal to an Auburn fan teasing you. There is no, yeah, but maybe if. No, the man was he was the law for Alabama football. He was the attraction all by himself. Every great coach has come from up underneath him, left, and he still won the SEC this season. It was probably his worst team of the last 16 years, and he won the SEC. He deserves his flowers as a great coach. But, buddy, it is feasting season. Yes, in recruiting, but in so many other ways. You know, I'm finna go back to Birmingham to see my family now? Oh, they're going to get so tired of me. I'm ecstatic. This is a great time right now.
What does this mean for the state of Alabama in terms of recruits? Because one of the things we've been pleased to see is that the guys that both, obviously Bama was recruiting on a national level, and Hugh Freeze is trying to get Auburn there. But there's a lot of talent in the state of Alabama that was leaving the state, going elsewhere, and it seems like Hugh Freeze began to build a wall around Alabama, preventing them from getting to the state, just leaving the state. You saw it with Keldrick Falk. As soon as he got here, other players as well. What does this mean in terms of how Auburn recruits the state of Alabama moving forward? And do you see what already looks to be a promising 2025 class get even better?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can't help but expect an increase of your stature amongst those people, just because you have B-Will buzzword continuity right now going on. And there's a lot of reasons to get excited about the future of this program, and a lot of uncertainty around the other program that's been dominant in the state. So I am looking forward to seeing that. However, not to rain on the, well, actually, let me give Nick Saban his flowers for just a moment and say, as Mike said, GOAT.
It's GOAT.
But then let me turn around and put those flowers on the graves of the Bama fans. However,
I love us. Such a
Okay.
wordsmith.
I dig that.
yeah.
Such a scholar and a gentleman.
However,
Yeah.
I think it's time for us to do a slight victory dance about this. And I know Alabama fans are going to be mad. And I actually said the name of your team this time. That's how sincere I am about what I'm about to say. I know that you're going to be mad at us being excited about Nick Saban leaving. I don't care, because for too long, you guys have been arrogant, pompous windbags, and it's about time somebody took the air out of that windbag.
Who better?
And I'm very happy about today. You know what? I don't really care what happens next season right now. I just know I'm going to be excited to watch Bama fans absolutely freak the F out for the next couple of months about the state of their program. As much as they've been talking junk about everybody else, it's time. And we've been waiting. Today's the day. And we're going to be happy about it. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it.
Amen. Amen.
That was a word.
Thank
That
you,
was
sir.
a word. Hayes Fawcett's got some words that he received from Ryan Williams. He tweeted about it. Ryan Williams, 5-star receiver who is expected to sign in next month, actually, told him that he has decommitted from Alabama. Top 10 recruit in the 2024 class. Of course, he reclassified. He will commit and sign in February. Departure of Saban and his wide receiver coach. His wide receiver coach left and went to A&M, right?
Yes.
So those two departures played a vital role in him decommitting. Is this a foregone conclusion, gentlemen?
Yeah, I think the timing of the decommitment cannot be overlooked.
Yeah.
He announces that he's retiring. Remember, Auburn put a full court press on this kid at their state championship. He went out there and they had, I think Caddy was out there, Aldridge was out there, Freeze was out there, Zach Etheridge was out there, Marcus Davis was out there. They went after him hard. A lot of the Bama faithful were in denial about the fact that this kid was on the fence, and he's getting a lot of pressure from his peers as well, too, who are highly regarded in this class to, make the change. I'll go back to my previous point. Without Nick Saban, guys, the allure of going to Alabama is significantly less. So, I hear Auburn fans say a lot, we need guys who are committed to Auburn and not a particular coach. That's not reality. Like, you will get a guy like that or two, but ultimately, Bo Nix was the ultimate Auburn guy. It didn't stop him from leaving. Guys want to do what's in their best interest, but he didn't commit to Harsin. He committed to Gus. So after Gus was gone, you start to reevaluate those allegiances, and I think that this is what Ryan Williams is going through. The best coach of all time wanted me to come to his program, and he's got a Heisman winner at wide receiver in the last 4 years. So of course I'm going to commit to that guy. Now he's gone, and you have to count on somebody else carrying on his vision. Oof.
Yeah,
a lot less tempting.
It's gonna be rough.
Talk about just one of the things that's been really critical with this 2024 class has been the relationship building. Now, maybe this may be recency bias, guys, so correct me if I'm wrong. I have never seen the relationships built like this. Like you have the Freeze Five, right? You have Walker White with printed shirts with recruits' names on his back, right? The way these guys hang out with each other, obviously other schools are doing it that are building major classes, but it seems like the groundwork has already been laid for Ryan Williams to just walk in to this recruiting class because of the relationships with other guys. Am I off on that, or what are you guys seeing?
I think that Auburn's in a good spot, right? I think Auburn was the clear runner-up in this competition prior to his commitment, and because like you said, the relationships that he has with those other recruits, it makes it make sense. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion because everybody's about to put the full court press on this young man. Like he's gonna get off. Like,
and he has time.
There are vulgar things that are probably going to happen for this young man's life. Like people are going to go do some strange things to try to get Ryan Williams to flip over to their program right now.
Do something strange for a little change.
Yeah, listen, man. Mark my words. Somebody's going to do something that's going to be considered line stepping, to try to get not just him but some of the other guys to flip their commitment over to Bama. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But I do think that Auburn is in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah,
right. B, you had some thoughts, B?
Yeah, I mean, Bama's definitely not going to be in the driver's seat because, like we said, people commit to Alabama. Nick Saban was kind of openly rallying against how impactful NIL was becoming in college sports. And he had said, well, I don't think people are going to like the way it's changing, the way it's going to go. Honestly, I like the kids getting paid. I agree that it changes who has the power, which is why I see why Nick Saban didn't like it. This is still the game. The game was always going to be the game, and NIL was one place where Alabama wasn't going to have an advantage. Their alum base doesn't make as much money when they leave school. That's like data. That's a fact. The state of Alabama doesn't have the deepest pockets. If your local communities are who funds your programs, unfortunately, that's data. That's a fact. They were going to be down in this. And it's going to make a difference. So, yeah, if I don't want to commit to the greatest college football coach of all time, why am I going there? What's attractive about Alabama if Nick Saban's not there?
Nothing.
You got the statues out front, the past. You got the trophies in the case. That's the past. And even though I don't want to minimize the accomplishments, what he has done, to Mike's point, we will never see this type of run again. Between NIL and transfer portal, I don't think it's going to be possible to stack up the type of talent and coaches that makes it possible to have this type of success in back-to-back-to-back seasons over 15 years. I think it's borderline impossible ever. Like, anyway, however, what you've done that as a program, you did that. And yeah, we won this many national championships, which was always a great argument to have with Bama fans. When you finally beat them, you get over on Nick Saban. Well, how many y'all got? Oh my God. Just take the loss. Take the loss, please.
Impossible.
If he's not there, what is attractive about that school?
Right. Those are Nick Saban's accomplishments, though.
Yes. Yes.
Because he did that everywhere he went. Those aren't Alabama accomplishments. This is why the arms race to hire the best coach is so hot, especially in the SEC, because everybody understands that you need the right coach first. You need the right guy at the helm if you want to win or compete for championships consistently. Nick Saban, they got lucky when they hired him, and you may never get that lucky. It was the equivalent of hitting the lottery.
Say that again.
They got lucky when they hired Nick Saban.
Hiring a really great coach is luck, though, right? Like, because everybody seems good on paper.
The timing, though.
They would have had Rodriguez. They would have had Rodriguez had he not have backed out.
Yep, that's right.
That's what I'm saying. But but that's what I mean. Hiring a good head coach is always luck. Like, it's got to be the right timing, the right situation. Yeah. Like, you're never just going to groom a great head coach and go pick him off the tree in the backyard. Like, it's going to be you are the right amount of terrible in your program right now to be desperate to go get a guy like Nick Saban, and he's available.
Rich Rod looked at that situation and was like, "Now I'm going Michigan." Right?
Yeah,
it was real.
The irony. Somebody pointed this out.
He turned them down.
Somebody pointed out the irony of the guy who they were targeting saying no to Alabama to go to Michigan. They get a guy who said, "I'm not going to coach at Alabama." He goes, he creates a dynasty, he leaves, and his last loss is to a guy who's a Michigan guy.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
With the momentum that Hugh Freeze has in terms of the administration being behind him on NIL right now, you got to go out and you got to get Ryan Williams for a lot of reasons. Obviously, he's going to be a program builder, but to put it in, again, you're serving the other side of the state notice that we were already getting ready to challenge your run. But if I'm Hugh Freeze, I'm telling you, we're fully here, because if you're not putting Nick Saban out there on Saturdays anymore, just it's a free for all. I know Kirby's probably smiling, but that's where you're at.
Yeah, he benefits greatly from this. We want to hear from y'all. What are your thoughts? Appreciate you being with us tonight. JJ Rand says, cue Miley Cyrus's party in the USA.
I don't know that I've ever queued up a Miley Cyrus song, but okay.
All of college football is rejoicing right now. Think about the feeling on social media after Alabama lost to Michigan. It's the same attitude.
No, it's way worse.
And Bama people, they just don't understand why everybody's wallowing. And it's just, God, you can't act like you invented football for 20 years and then not understand the reaction to stuff like this happening. I mean, it's raining on Alabama right now. You lost the playoff game to Michigan, to Harbaugh. Then they went on there and won it.
It quite literally was raining in Tuscaloosa really hard the other night. Like, this is the universe is aligning properly just to allow Bama fans to feel pain.
That's tough. That's tough.
Coach Anderson says Bama about to learn how ugly and broke they are. I'm not going to say that they're broke, but they show is ugly.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I do wonder, though, like, how they're going to rally the troops around whatever NIL they need to be able to get, because they're going to have to pump dollars into this program to keep it off of life support.
Buddy, Nick Saban was campaigning for funds to keep NIL competitive at Alabama. If he has to do that, this next person hasn't won it. Well, I'm assuming the next person has not won any national championship, I guess, unless it's Dabo.
Cole Kublik tweeted out a list of names. We'll look at some of those names, like the chances. So we'll go through that list in the later segment. So we'll save that part for the end. But keep going, B.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know how anybody, which is why I know people are going to talk. We'll talk about possible candidates. We're going to get to that a little later. But anybody who comes behind Nick Saban, the hardest, I would not want this job. Would not want this job.
Oof. It's always rough to be the guy backing up the great in that regard. Oda Smith says, welcome back, T-Rob, and bring home Ryan, War Eagle.
Yeah.
Okay.
T-Rob, T-Rob, he was one of my favorite players that I filmed when I was a freshman. I think T-Rob was a junior, so I only got 2 seasons with him. But man, he was putting some really crazy defensive backs in the league for a while down there at Florida. He's followed Muschamp everywhere. If you had to bring a guy home, I would like to see T-Rob get a shot here.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oda Smith says, C-Dub, you meant the state of Auburn. I think I said state of Alabama. It's now the state of Auburn. Love it. Thank you, sir. Noted. Leanne Owen says, hey, Mike, he gone.
He is gone.
She's already calling it.
Cue the he gone t-shirts. We got a whole t-shirt just for this moment. And we're selling it to you.
It was a prophecy.
Yep, that's it. It was prophetic.
Tim Maine Taylor says Saban played right in Ryan Williams' face. Nasty work.
It's tough, man.
I don't know, man. The coaching staff accordingly, people are saying, I've talked to assistant coaches. They had no idea. It was business as usual up until this morning. And then he called a meeting for the players. He told the players. Then that's when everybody knew. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, and that's a professional thing to do. If you ask me, you keep working until the moment you announce, and he'll continue to work until the day he is officially not the coach there. But he doesn't. You can really hurt your legacy at the end if you don't handle this the right way. And I think that Saban is keen. He wants to protect the legacy that he built painstakingly over since 2007 there by handling this the right way and trying to set the program up for success after he leaves.
And you want to be the one to be able to announce this. You don't want it to slip out because you're the wrong person, and then it gets announced before you wanted to tell the people who it mattered the most to.
There would have never been a perfect time to announce this, Caesar.
Right.
There's no perfect time for this.
But what I'm saying is you don't want it to slip out. You tell coaching staff or someone and it slips, and then you haven't told your players. That's the last thing you want to have happen.
Yeah, because it's one person that heard it on that staff. They selling that to On Three. $2,000. I got the scoop for it. Scoop of the century for you right here.
Now that's nasty work.
Yeah, couple car notes and some rent. And I get a scoop.
That's some nasty work right there. Scott Chapman says Rome didn't fall overnight, but Alabama will.
Oh, buddy.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire, Scott? It's going down. Like I'm telling you, it's going down. They're in for a rude awakening. I think that a lot of Alabama faithful have been really arrogant over the type of success Saban has brought there, to the point where, listen, this was a coach who complained about the entitlement of his fan base, right? He got on them for leaving games early. He was just like, and I'll quote him, he said, every time somebody gets hurt, you guys think we just shit another player. Well, you're about to find out. You definitely ain't going to be able to shit another coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look.
So Nina says, I wish I had saved the champagne. I popped it when Michigan beat Fama.
I wasn't quite at that level of celebration. But I feel you.
Yeah, their tears tasted sweet.
Nice. All right. Stephen Neely says the closer. Keontae already on it concerning Ryan Williams. Freeze, #freeze5.
Yeah, Perry Thompson tweeted something out about it. Like, I think everybody was just like, okay, bet. And then
Malcolm Simmons, Cam Coleman, they all did. They all tweeted about it, yeah.
They went and got active.
All right, y'all.
Amazing that those guys, they feel like there's going to be enough ball to go around for all of them.
Pause.
Which is, like, how you make that? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Worthy. Continue.
All right. But like they feel like there's going to be, enough play for all of them, which, I mean, this is a great sell job. You still going to have to put some kind of proof of concept on the field, but man. Whew.
Yeah. All right. Donnell says the first time the new Bama coach loses 2 games.
Oh my God.
T-Town burns.
But listen,
you ain't lying though. You not lying, man.
That's funny. It's accurate.
If they have a 3-loss season, good Lord.
Bro, do you remember how Bama fans reacted when they lost to Hugh Freeze when he was at Ole Miss?
Yes,
I don't know.
I remember when they lost to Texas A&M in the years with Johnny Manziel. I remember when they lost to Texas A&M to Jimbo and them.
They sitting on championships that they recently won. And
I remember when they lost to Texas this past year. They went nuts.
Mm-hmm. All I'm gonna say is, if you used to like do watch parties with Bama friends, don't do it. Don't do it. I wouldn't be nowhere around anybody.
I've done it. Funny,
but also seriously though, like I know somebody who's lost a life at an argument about Alabama football after Alabama had lost. Like seriously, I would not be around them.
They've got Georgia, Wisconsin, LSU still on the schedule. They might be a little different. They play Oklahoma at Oklahoma, and they have Missouri still on the schedule. And it might be 2 losses. There might be 2 losses on that schedule.
Not only will their talent decrease because players aren't going to want to not play for the greatest college coach of all time, who are the coaches going to be? Who are the coaches? They had some continuity. They built something with Tommy Rees. Is Tommy Rees going to be there?
Yeah.
Like everything is off the table now.
Defensive coordinator.
Everything is over now. Like maybe somebody hangs around, but the new coaches they get has to want to build his own staff, and all that could be brand new.
B, one of the things underrated things that Saban did was he was on a great coordinator hire streak for a very, very long time. And when he hired Steele and the other guy, I was like, man, this might be the weakest set of coordinators he's had in quite some time. But they're going to find out again how hard it is to continuously do that as well too. You got a great head coach, but having that guy hire competent coordinators year in and year out was part of what made him the GOAT, dude. And he was like QB rehab, not QB, but coaching rehab for a lot. Right. He was rehabilitating dudes. Like, you messed up, but you can call plays. I'll get you back on your feet, little buddy. Come on to Alabama.
Yeah.
Head coach in 2 years.
For sure. Blake Robinson says, did Coach Hughes see this coming? Hired Charles Kelly recently about the raid.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody saw this coming.
Yeah. I mean, if you did see this coming, you definitely are. Hopefully you don't live in the state of Alabama, but you need to be playing lotto numbers. Like the reason why you shouldn't live in the state of Alabama because we don't have a lottery.
For sure. I'm gonna grab one more, guys. We're gonna get to the break. Royce Butler says, I for one am ecstatic about Satan retiring. Auburn was only 5 wins behind. Well, he letting them in, the turds, head-to-head when he got there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're 16 behind. Bama never won a home Iron Bowl before him. All that is over now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. That's for sure. We're gonna talk more. We got a few more questions we're gonna ask. Transfer portal, as well as there already talks about potential coaches who can come in and replace Nick Saban. We'll get into that. But you're watching the Mid-Week Rapport, guys. Please be sure to share this video, smash that like button, and subscribe if you are new to our channel. Let's pay some bills when we return to keep talking about the fact that he is gone.
This edition of the War Report is brought to you by our generous sponsors. The Opelika Rage Room in Opelika, Alabama. The Rage Room is a place where anger and stress find their ultimate release. Call or text 334-777-6688 to set up a session today, or check them out online at opelikaRageroom.com. Golden's Cast Iron. Whether you work out, grill out, or chill out, you deserve the best life possible, and Golden's Cast Iron is here to provide the tools to help you do it. Check them out at goldenscastiron.com. Thank you to the sponsors of the War Report. Thank you to those of you who are part of the Green Name Game. Go ahead and get yourself a membership. Click that join button right now so that you can be a part of all the fabulous film reviews that we're going to be doing and some member-only content that we've got cranking out for you guys during the football offseason. It's still basketball season, so there's plenty of things to talk about in terms of Auburn sports. But make sure you are joined. If you are a member and you want to gift a membership, you can do that right now. Somebody will get a free month of membership on you. Hashtag get your weight up right now in the chat to be able to enter the drawing for a free He Gone t-shirt, courtesy of War Eagle Oil. We'll be doing that drawing here in about 30 minutes. You can tap in and hear other people gloat about the fact that Alabama is on a downward spiral right now in the War Report Podcast Network. We are the Auburn Express. We got the Uptempo Podcast, the College Loop, and Just a Sec. Oh, my goodness. I got to get me a Just a Sec pod in about this. Make sure you're tapped in with the network. We will definitely be talking about all of these things coming up here very soon. And then just another quick shout out to our guys at the Opelika Rage Room. There is a location in Birmingham, so if you are in the Birmingham or the Opelika area, you can tap into the Rage Room. Look, you just want to break some stuff. This is for you, Bama fans. You guys are frustrated today, I know. Tonight, you've got a lot of frustration you want to take out. There's a Rage Room. BirminghamRageRoom.com. OpelikaRageRoom.com. Go ahead and book your session, and we're good friends with the owner there. He'll hook you up with some nice, maybe some like bobbleheads from some other SEC schools or something like that, so you can pretend as if you still have dominance over something, right? Y'all could do that at the Rage Room and get your frustrations out. You know what I'm saying? Tell them the War Report sent you.
Yeah, look. Before we get to the next stop, we have great sponsors, guys. So tomorrow, this weekend, I plan to get a nice shave with Manscaped.
Oh,
make something to eat on my Golden's Cast Iron Grill.
I see.
Head up to the Rage Room, relieve some stress. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then sit down with the Rogue Shop and mellow out after that.
Smoking on that Bama pack.
Yeah.
Yo, we should have. Oh my God.
Those are all the things I plan to do.
Text Richard and ask him, can we get a Bama pack in the Rogue Shop?
Yes,
no, I am not joking about
my
this.
Goodness.
Text Richard.
We will
and
buy
ask
it
him,
out. We will buy it out.
Can he put a Bama pack together in the Rogue Shop? Dog, if we pull this off, y'all better go buy this Bama pack that he puts together, dog. Man, please make this happen, Mike. Please.
Hilarious.
Please get him to put a Bama pack together, dog.
Hilarious. Listen, gentlemen, let me ask you this. What does this mean for the transfer portal? Let's get into the next segment. We still see your supers. We will definitely get to them.
And business is booming. That's what it means. That's what it means.
Nice.
Business is booming.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, what they just signed, and I saw some of you guys post some comments here. Stuart Donald It's like I wonder if Casey Poe is having second thoughts. I mean, again, that class that just signed, Mike G. I'm thinking about what you just said. These guys committed to Saban thinking he was going to be there in 2024. Not not even a whole month after they signed, he's gone.
Yeah. It changes the math, Caesar. Like, you know, where you're at, again, you've got to sell a couple of things really quickly. You've got to sell a succession plan. This is who we're bringing in, because, you know, we've talked about how the portal has made it. It's a new thing for a lot of coaches to have to re-recruit your roster every year. It used to be maybe trying to convince a guy that another year in college would do him good over going pro. It used to be an easier sell because guys had less options. Now that there are more options for athletes to go where they want to go, if they don't feel like it's working out, or if they feel like you lied to them about what you sold them when they came into the program, they've got to go out and re-recruit. Now your coach is leaving, and you have to go out and do the same thing. You have to go out and convince a bunch of guys, look, Bama is still the place that you want to be. Now, what does that have to do with Auburn? Well, some of those guys who decide to defect may end up at Auburn. And, you know, there were a couple names that we talked about before the show started. Remind me of the guys.
One of the guys that name kept, they were a Bama commit the whole time, but Auburn was after them heavy. Jeremiah Beeman.
That's right. Sorry.
Out of Birmingham is one of those guys. I'm curious about him. I'm also curious about the prior class. What was the Quay Russaw and what was the other guy?
James Smith.
Oh, James
Smith.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about those kids who down to the wire chose Bama over Auburn. Where are they as it pertains to this?
Curtis
if you're
Perry.
free, if you're freeze, you still have opportunity and playing time to sell to a lot of these guys, right? That's still on the board for you while you're continuing to recruit. And this season
coming says Tony Mitchell. Remember Tony Mitchell? Yeah,
man. Like, come on. Like there are.
He's talented, but man, come on, bro.
The petty, I love it.
You still got a lot of good things to sell these guys coming in. So, like, if it is not an attract, like, if it is, because I think that the Bama job is going to be viewed as a good job by like the general person. I don't know, like, who wants to follow up Saban though? Like, even this dude complained about that fan base. And, when Saban came in, he told the boosters essentially, sit down, write your checks, and shut up, and let me coach this thing. And I just don't know how many other people can come in and just say, sit down and shut up. Right? Like,
right.
It reminds me of this Dave Chappelle joke where he was talking about 2 Chainz telling a girl to shut up, and he was like, I don't have shut up money. I got please be quiet money. Right. And all I'm saying is, what coach comes in has got sit down and shut up money type cachet, right? Like,
right.
Who are you bringing into that dude following up Nick Saban? I think it's going to be really.
There's
difficult.
Literally only one name out there, and that's Kirby Smart. You might get that from Dan Lanning. You might be able to get that kind of thing from Dan Lanning, but that's it, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think
we're going to go through coaching
yet,
candidates. We'll go.
Thoughts? I mean, thoughts on the transfer portal. I mean, could it potentially, and obviously who you hire as a head coach plays a major part in whether or not it's a mass exodus or not. Yeah. But again, for some of these guys who it came down to the wire on, I'm really keeping an eye on what they do, especially post spring, because even if you hire the right guy in or bring in someone that you're excited about, it's a completely different culture. And we've seen how,
like you said, we're already past early signing day, bro. Like, they don't have a lot of time. Think about this. Think about how the feverish pace that Coach Hugh Freeze was on, and he got here before early signing day to get in, hire a staff, and figure out how to recruit a class and keep guys from hopping in the portal that were already here. Mm-hmm. You got to try to do this, and signing day is already passed. You got to do all this, and you got to hire your entire staff. Once you do that, that's the first time that you can begin to do what Mike just talked about, which is selling a vision to the guys that you already have here, and then figure out, how do I keep inroads with my 25 class that they already had set up here? That's a lot for somebody to try to undertake in a very short amount of time. That is a suicide mission. If Nick Saban didn't give them more than a couple hours heads up, that's a suicide mission for whoever's next. And I don't know, I don't know what his reasonings were for retiring so abruptly. But I don't envy anybody who has to step into that seat right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, he came in and started winning. To your point, he came in and started, or maybe Mike may have said it. He came in and started winning right away. Yeah. And I think it gave him the ability.
What was his record year one?
Year one, he was
7-6.
He was 7-6.
7-6 year. Oh, if they have a 7-6 season in Tuscaloosa right now.
You gotta just 8-4. 8-4. Everywhere else is a solid season. Ask Gus, but in T-Town,
no. I'm saying if it gets to the level of 7-6, my boy.
People act like there is.
Yeah, it's gonna be nasty.
They've got all these 5 stars, so it's an automatic that they can do. I'm like, no, coaching has been very overlooked at programs that consistently bring in talent, and you can certainly have all the guys and ruin it.
But Mike,
with
it's
bad
the SEC.
coaching.
There's a lot of schools that have a lot of guys. Maybe not as much as Bama.
Yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying.
Again, you have established programs with good head coach, with good coaching staffs that can beat you on any given Saturday.
Yeah. A couple of series of bad decisions in a row can land you at a 4-loss season.
Yeah, just ask Miami.
Right. One day you're on top of the world, and then next thing you know, it doesn't look so good. They can't imagine it now, guys, because they haven't had a 3-loss season.
Yeah, there are people who are Bama fans right now who have never even seen Bama have a losing season ever in their entire life. They've never seen
it.
Yeah.
We have, though. We're old enough.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember
2001.
Yeah.
The North remembers.
B, did you go there real quick?
I'm thinking, man, it's just the memories, man. Just
come back, B.
The honk if you sack Brody, man. Like, I remember that game, man.
Brody,
Stanley McClover was going crazy off the edge, man. It was just sometimes, man. Sometimes come back again. We could win in T-Town. Man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let's talk about Cole Kublik, friend of the show. He made a tweet about some of the odds, some of the names that's been floating out there. I'm not saying that he knows, he has any intel on exactly what's going on with Bama, but he talked about the odds to be next Alabama head coach per Bet Online. Dan Lanning has the best odds right now. 3-1. He's at Oregon. Right behind him is someone who I actually wants to get the job.
Dabo Swinney.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew. I ain't even looking at the list.
This is who I want. This is my pick for the next head coach.
It needs
Bama
to be a Bama alum. Jimbo.
He graduated from Bama?
You graduated from Bama?
I don't know. Shoot. I don't know what Jimbo Fisher went with his life, bro.
Yo. Listen.
I would love that. Fisher go to school.
I would love that.
I want Dabo. I want that. And he wants to get out of Clemson. He wants to leave.
He does.
Come on, Bama, rescue him.
He went to Samford, not Bama.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. The next person up. This is your guy, B. Lane Kiffin, 5-1. Hey. What you think about this one, man?
If I'm Dan Lanning, right? Dan Lanning makes no sense to me.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons. Number one, we are in the era of NIL. As soon as NIL kicked off, Oregon started recruiting like crazy. Mm-hmm. That is not a coincidence. That is the house that Nike built.
Uncle Phil.
Jordan's still selling like crazy. Okay. NIL, whoever that coach is not going to want for talent unless you're just don't care to recruit at all. Like that's what would have to happen there. The table is set. You've got continuity. You got Dylan Gabriel for 1 year. You got the 5-star that you missed out on the last cycle. And he came back to say, yeah, I'll sit behind Dylan Gabriel and see what you guys got going. I love it here. The table is set. Sit there. The expectations still wouldn't be as high as they are at Alabama. It's a good situation. They'll pay you whatever you want to stay around there. Just chill out. Dabo Swinney makes a lot of sense. Dabo makes a lot of sense.
Somebody just said that in the comment section.
He did.
So, yeah.
He did go to Bama. Dabo makes sense, but Dabo is also a goober.
Perfect.
He would turn off all these young recruits. That man, they ain't buying what Dabo selling now. Not like they were 5 years ago.
He is behind the curve on the transfer portal as well as NIL.
They want somebody who's going to build a program.
What was NIL? What did NIL stand for according to Dabo?
He said they built name, image, and likeness of Jesus. It was in his name, image, and likeness.
Please hire him, Bama.
Yeah.
Please
see if that works with these kids.
Well, you better go to Notre Dame talking that.
Boy, that ain't okay. All right. Anyway, that the man who openly said, "Man, nah, they shouldn't get paid no money." Okay, all right. I don't think you can make him the head of the program after having, what his stance is. He might be waffling on it a little bit because they had a down season for what they built up to this point, but I don't think you can put him at the head of the program. Now, the most interesting is Lane Kiffin because Ole Miss is not a destination location. It's not where you want to ride out. You don't want to be the greatest coach in Ole Miss history. You don't want a statue of yourself.
He's already the greatest coach in Ole Miss.
Yeah, I was about to say it's too late.
Well, no, hey, at least you beat Saban a couple times. I mean,
it's Kiffin. Kiffin's the best in the history.
He's had 2 10-2 seasons, right? 2 10-2 seasons, and he's got it set up for next year. He got it set up good for next year.
Yeah, Kiffin's the best coach in their history. With no championships.
Kiffin makes sense because Ole Miss is not strong enough to keep you to stay. Ole Miss is not strong enough to like Dan Lanning has it made. Lane Kiffin does not. All right. The problem for Lane Kiffin is that the expectations, he may understand the pressure and the expectations better than any other coach who could take that job. I'm not sold on Lane Kiffin as a great head coach. I'm just not. So maybe it's the best match of who Bama thinks is worthy of the title and what coach thinks, but I'm worthy to pass that mantle to me. I think that's the best match for both that coach and that program. But there are no names that scare me. The only name that would scare me is Kirby. But if he goes to Bama, then Georgia's wide open and you got the same power vacuum over there. So one of our rivals would be weakened beyond repair. So it don't really matter. The only person I'm scared of getting that job is a person who's already haunting us every year anyway. Who cares? No, there are some bad choices, but
there is
Lane
no
Kiffin
monster
is
in the closet. There's
Yeah.
nobody
Not no more,
under
man.
the bed.
Not no more.
Yeah. Like dominant coaches, elite coaches are just they're not growing on trees. So these are huge shoes to fill. I think that Lane Kiffin, hear me out, getting that job would be a colossal disaster for both ends. Ole Miss in shambles because they lost their
2-for-1.
And 100%.
It's
find a
Rich
way to-
Rod time,
Yo,
baby.
Hey, listen.
They missed him the
Listen.
first time. Bring him back.
Listen, Ole Miss would fall immediately.
Yeah.
Because
it would
they
be
are
great.
built off of the transfer portal.
Look at their recruiting classes, man.
Oh
Like-
my God.
Like
they would be done.
they're not that great. They haven't been recruiting at a very high level out of high school. And so, in a way, Kiffin has done more with less in the Grove. And, yeah, I think if anybody else taking over that job, they're going to figure out. It's kind of like the spaghetti jungle of wires behind your TV. Like, where everything is plugged. But if somebody else has to go there and fix it, like, dude, what is this? Organize these cables. That's Ole Miss to me.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin knows where all the cables go, but anybody else comes in there, good luck.
He routinely unplugs them for no reason during the season.
Yeah, right. Just to make sure you need me. Yeah.
All right, guys. He mentioned Deion 6-1. I don't see it.
Yeah.
But he mentions Washington's head coach, Kalen DeBoer. I think I'm saying his name right.
I don't know.
What do y'all think about?
He's a good coach.
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
Look, man, life in the SEC is going to be different, especially with Oklahoma and Texas there. Like, I don't trust anything coming out of the pack but Dan Lanning. I don't trust anything coming out of the pack. Well, I don't even know. Is the pack even a thing anymore? Like,
No.
I say
No.
So,
No. Pat Shermer.
Yeah.
No, a failed NFL coach. Ooh, okay, yeah.
NFL
I mean,
coach,
yeah.
NFL coaches are risky to me,
That
just
was Nick
because
Saban.
those guys, they don't know about the recruiting grind for real. Like
Yeah,
that would
especially
always
older
be,
ones.
Yeah, I'll be skeptical about NFL.
Was Mike Norvell on his list?
Mike Norvell is on his list. He was 16-1, but ahead of him was Billy Napier, 14-1. I was like, what?
He's failing at Florida. Why would he be a candidate at Bama?
It gets loopy after
Might as well
this.
go
Like
get
Derek
Muschamp.
Dooley, Ryan Day.
That kind of makes sense.
Ryan Day.
Ryan
You can't
Day
go get
is
Ryan
21.
Day. He's failing with elite talent, and at Bama, you're gonna be fighting to even get what Ryan Day's been getting. Somebody is gonna have to be able to make something out of nothing and build culture.
Yeah. If I were Ryan Day, I would not take that job. Even if they do the whole, I would just stay where I was at.
Sark is on the list, 35-1.
Yeah,
Sark needs to stay where he is.
You got oil money.
He's right. He's at Texas. Like
you made the playoff. You've already built that. Like, why would
You're
you
coming
go
to the SEC anyway?
Anyway, yeah, no, there's no reason for him to do that.
Yeah.
Probably got a better NIL situation there in Alabama. Much better, right?
Okay,
would
the
assume
list
so. It's
gets
Texas.
silly after this because
Yeah.
I see Mike Shula on this list, Will Muschamp, Bill Belichick.
I joked about Bill Belichick. Like, you have to go
Yeah.
get like the best NFL coach ever to replace the best
Hear
college
me out.
coach ever.
Hear me out. If anybody could manage in this day and age with minimal NIL, that's been Bill Belichick's whole career.
It's
right?
different when you do it in free agency, though.
I know it's a joke.
Right.
Damn it. Let's
Yeah.
go with the joke.
Oh, I thought you was being serious. I was like, what? That ain't gonna work.
He wasn't paying nobody at New England.
That's a fact.
Tom Brady wouldn't even get his market value.
He was convincing everybody to take less.
I'm just saying. Anybody could do it. Bill could do it.
Yeah. Is there a way I can keep a Hall of Fame QB with unlimited eligibility at Alabama? Then he can do it.
Yeah,
He can do
it.
it. He can do it.
And they'll
Right.
tape your practice.
Hire Harbaugh if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah. So there's no one that worries you, B. Seems like there's no one out there that really worries you guys. So I see some people
Well,
in the
just
comments
because
saying
it's
Dan
such a
Lanning.
hard situation to go
Yeah.
in. Like, I think the best option out there in college football that would actually come would be Dan Lanning.
Oh, wait, hold on.
You have nowhere to go.
I
but
didn't even
down
think
if you
about
take
it.
That job. There's nowhere to go. But
He
down.
would take that job. Urban Meyer would take that job, and he is the only coach
Wait
who
it
could take
out.
that job
Wait it
who
out.
would have a fraction
Wait it out.
of juice to kind of sort of get Bama back to where they could be.
Hey,
Jeremy,
them.
that's the
get them 3 years.
dang.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all they
you
need. They need a
know,
bridge. He could be a bridge for
He
him.
can be a
Urban
bridge.
Meyer
Bridge
would
over
be a
troubled
scary
water.
hire. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. He's done it. He's done it at two different.
He's done it
programs
at two
already.
different
Yeah.
places.
Yeah. Dang, I ain't think about dang. Okay, that kind of worries me a little bit.
Yeah, but no, it's not happening.
It's not happening. It's not. But that his odds, according to Bet Online, is pretty high. He's 10-1. So
Urban Meyer. Right?
Every
Urban
time
Meyer.
there's a large vacancy at a big program, Urban Meyer's name comes up. So
it
that's
does.
not surprising.
It does. It does. So yeah. We'll see. We'll definitely see. This is going to be interesting to see.
Sam Pittman, that's funny.
People mentioning Stoops, James Franklin. Ooh,
Yeah.
the meltdown in T-Town would be epic.
Oh man.
It'll be epic. So anyway, good talk, gentlemen. Listen, let's get to the drawing. Let's get to the drawing because he is gone. Matter of fact, that's what we are giving away, courtesy of War Eagle Oil.
So
Hashtag get your weight up because he gone. He gone, y'all. The man is gone.
you know, you guys wear our merch at the games. I appreciate everybody who's come up to me at the game and said it showed their War Report gear. I just want you guys to know Ike designs all this stuff. That is all designed in-house. The ideas usually come from him, and you guys are buying it. We appreciate you guys buying this stuff and representing the War Report at live Auburn events. So
Thank you guys. Thank
one
you
more
for
for
sure.
somebody.
Now we got over 1,000 people,
1,100 people.
1,100 people, and 141.
That's all right. Somebody got to win it.
I saw Lisa's name.
Jacob Chiz.
Okay, I've never seen this name. Is this a new?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never seen this person before.
Jacob, let us know if you are here.
You gotta be here to win, Jacob.
Got to be here to win. Let's get to the comments, guys. See if you can spot him out. If he comments, the comments are flying all over the place today. Charles Reed, welcome, good sir.
He's here.
Yeah,
He is
Jacob
here.
is
Nice.
here.
Nice. We need what we need you to do, good sir. Congratulations, by the way. We need you to email us business at the War Report. Send us that email. Send us your shirt size and your physical address, and we will send you the He Gone t-shirt. Thanks again for supporting and watching. Enjoy that, my friend. All right, let's get to some of the comments again. So Nina says, do you think Lane is packing his U-Haul truck trying to get to Tuscaloosa?
Yes. I do. This is the one he's been waiting.
He had one foot out the door already.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would say
his agent is already on the phone. Like, hey,
this is the job you leave Ole Miss.
Yeah.
This is a job you leave Ole Miss for. You're going to get paid. You'll get a slight pay bump probably to take the job. He's already making $9 million a year.
Do you think they're going to pay him more than $9 million?
I think they'll give him.
Hey, if they
more.
hire Lane Kiffin,
or they'll laden his contract with incentives that will get him there. You get more resources. It'll be easier to recruit to Alabama.
All facts.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easier situation for you. Even though the expectation of championships will be there, in a 12-team playoff, hear me out, winning the SEC will not be as important as long as he can get them to the playoff every year and win a couple games and stay in the conversation. Right? So, I don't know how much the SEC championship game means anymore, with an expanded conference and a 12-team playoff.
It means a lot to the teams and their administrations because you get a home game.
Sure.
As a conference champion. Now that there's no Pac-5, there's no Pac-12 as a fifth Power 5 member, that means the four Power 4 conference champions.
Power 5 status? Did they lose Power 5 status?
I mean, there's only
the
Oregon State.
Exist anymore,
it doesn't exist. So
it's like it's gone.
It's literally Power 4 now.
All right.
Yeah. So those 4 spots now comprise 1 through 4, and they'll get ranked however, but you get a home football playoff game.
Is it is it the conference championship champion?
It's the top 4 ranked conference champions.
That's what I'm saying. Is it the one who wins the championship game, not who has like the best record? Oh, well, right. That's what it ranks afterwards. Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So
SEC championship still weighs a bunch.
Okay.
Right. It still weighs a bunch.
And now that we're without the divisions,
you're talking about in terms of playoff seeding.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Now that we're in the divisionless, then it's really just going to be the 2 people who have the best records who have the opportunity. It's no more like you couldn't have like an 8-4 situation in a division, go to the game and then pull off a miracle and still be top 4.
I guess, but the SEC runner-up is making the playoff. This is my point, right? Like,
but it still matters.
It's not going to eliminate you from the playoffs, right?
Right.
The allure of winning that in terms of the national landscape, which is what Alabama has. They have national aspirations, right? It goes down a notch. There's a little less pressure there, if you ask me.
All righty, let's get back to it. Top Flight Security says, I've been waiting on this day for a long time. And by the way, you think they'd give DeMeco Ryans a call?
What's crazy is I've heard this from a couple of bound people today. I've been DM'd this about DeMeco Ryans, and that they loved it. A lot I love this idea. So
are they your friends? Mike, are they your friends
for the Houston Texans?
No, these are my enemies.
I don't know if he wants to leave an NFL head coaching job where he made the playoffs in the first season there. Like, if had it gone really badly at Houston this first year as a head coach, maybe he would do it. But I think there was a lot of people who speculated that he was the true coach in waiting, and it took too long before they were ready to hand the reins over, and he was like, let me go take the shot at the head coaching job that's here, and it was an NFL one. So I don't know. We'll see.
Aaron Stroud got them to the playoffs, right?
I know a lot of coaches, they want to do it at the NFL level, like personally. Like it means a lot to them to be able to go to the highest level of football and succeed. If Nick Saban was succeeding at the Miami Dolphins, he wouldn't have come to
Probably wouldn't
Alabama.
have left. He probably
He wouldn't have left. If they had gotten Drew Brees against the doctor's wishes and he had success, he wouldn't even come here. DeMeco Ryans, he just got the franchise quarterback who looks to be the goods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's the defensive mind that can get them on board. Why do you leave that situation?
Mm-hmm.
You could at least ride out CJ Stroud's career.
Ticket. This is
That's
your
so
ticket.
crazy to think. Like
He's
Dolphins,
young. He's like what, like late 30s or early 40s. He could come.
Yeah.
When CJ Stroud retires, then you come to Bama at 50 and coach and start your own dynasty.
Dolphins management is responsible for all of this.
They are.
Right.
Whatever doctor
Yep.
said no to Drew Brees, they are the reason for this.
And Saban got overridden by their GM. They essentially told him, no, we're going this direction. And then they got Dante Culpepper.
Yeah.
Knee had just been shredded up. I remember.
They got Dante Culpepper. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Josh Corbett says, do y'all think the Lanning rumors are true or have any weight to them? He is someone I would worry about in T-Town.
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, Alabama is still one of those jobs where you would be inheriting like a lot of talent right off the bat. You know, you can compete from an NIL standpoint. The resources will be there. You know, if you're going to leave where you're at, there are some coaches where, of course, his name, I think there's smoke around it. Absolutely. You know, he's considering it.
He should consider it.
He should consider it. Yeah. But, you know, whether it's a smart move for him or not, because, you know, it's crazy is when you see, and he hasn't done this yet, but when you see coaches leave one championship program for another championship program, like a place, and when I say that, I mean a place where you can actually win championships, it baffles me a little bit. So sometimes those reasons are personal, like, you know, family reasons, or they want to be closer to somebody. You know, if you're Lanning, like, how much do you love cold weather? And you're joining the Big Ten too. Like, how much do you want to deal with that travel schedule?
Right.
That would be one deterrent.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I
right.
think that one thing he's probably looking at, like, man, right now we joined an East Coast conference as the most West Coast team ever. So
that's gonna be rough, man.
Yeah, I think it's something that does factor in for him. If
that happens, man, I actually feel bad for Oregon. They cannot keep a coach up there, man.
I might want to go play in that damn snow. It's cold up there, right? Like, you know, we've heard coaches talk about this, Ike, about the recruiting advantage that schools like Miami had because the weather is better, the women are hotter, and the whole allure of the place is just better than snowy, overcast Oregon. And if you're from Oregon, I apologize, but like, let's just be honest. You know, it even factors in the NFL and other major sports. When Chris Bosh and Wade and LeBron got together, you know, they told LeBron, we ain't going to Cleveland, bro. You got to meet us someplace else. And everybody went to South Beach. Yeah. Yep. So
all right. I wouldn't. The one reason I think, I don't even want to say, I think Dan Lanning has done a very good job in the 2 years he was at Oregon, for sure. Let's be clear. He got gifted an experienced quarterback who needed a better offensive line. Okay, Bo Nix wasn't the most awesome quarterback at Auburn, but he was good at Oregon because he had an offensive line ready to go, had his old OC, so some continuity there ready to go, and NIL money to spend. You're not getting all those things with Bama. Like, that was somewhat happenstance in the worst conference in America, mind you. It's not like, oh, well, he came in there to the Big Ten and won the conference and you went, no, he didn't. He didn't win the conference either year. Dan Lanning got it together quick with a lot of things working in his favor. Those things aren't necessarily working in your favor. I don't know how good a coach Dan Lanning is. I know he's the hottest coach. I don't know if Dan Lanning is a good coach or not. I don't think we have any idea of that yet. It's too soon.
Yep.
Ordam PJM says, y'all pics of fans on my X feed laying little Debbies and Cokes at the feet of Saban statue like it's an altar. It's glorious.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's weird.
Amazing.
That's really weird. That's really weird.
That's weird, but hey, desperate times.
Cast down your idols, people. Repent. He's just a man.
Mr. Shaw says, "Do y'all think we have a shot at Ryan Williams now?"
Man, I think
we
Ryan
had a
Williams
shot
is almost
before
a lock.
this.
Yeah,
We had a shot at this before.
he decommitted, Mr. Shaw. He decommitted from Bama,
sure.
like just moments after Saban announced his retirement.
And stated that as one of the reasons.
Yeah. Like we showed up with every single coach to his championship game and 1,000 Chick-fil-A vouchers. He's coming to Auburn. Like they will do whatever it takes to get this kid to Auburn.
Yeah.
And I believe that they will do whatever it takes to keep him at Auburn. NIL is the Auburn booster dream. They now get to legally do everything they've either already been doing or wanted to do. Right, they can just do it. So if they can buy their way to that championship, yeah, they definitely will do this. I'm telling you, this is floodgates are open.
Like we wanted Cam Coleman so bad, Jimbo gets fired.
Boom. Yeah.
Yo, what
Ryan
kind of voodoo does Coach Hugh Freeze have?
Ryan Williams, we want him so bad. Saban says, "You know what? I'm out." All right, Hugh. Whatever you're doing is working, sir. It's working. It's working.
Yeah.
Bankroll Blockade says, "One of the best days of my life. About to throw some on the grill."
Golden's cast iron grill. Bankroll Blockade.
Absolutely.
Might I suggest the Kamada grill?
Damian Prentice says, "Now watch when we beat Bama in the Iron Bowl. Bama fans going to swear it's only because Saban gone."
Oh,
Shake
yeah,
my
absolutely.
head. They always. Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like,
that's 100%
like anybody's going to care.
And then we're gonna be like,
yeah, nobody's gonna care.
Hold this L.
Yeah. See, I had to wait till Saban retired before you can win. Oh, yes, exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Lost.
Yeah.
Oh, but they'll forget that we actually won games while Saban was here, but that won't matter.
Yeah,
that won't matter.
No, not at all. Not at all. Bankroll Blockade says, "Mike G, check on your boy Funny Man."
My boy, that's
I'm about to say that's my boy actually, and he already did a live today on Facebook talking about this. But I will. I'm not gonna mess with him too bad. But you know what? You know what I'm going to look forward to?
What?
Did his voice crack?
No. He was a little misty-eyed. But those how Bama fans watched videos.
I have been thinking about that. One of the worst things about living in this state while being an Auburn fan in the midst of Bama fans has been the sheer arrogance coming from them really since they won in 2012. After 2012, it went to a level of mind-boggling arrogance. Like they just knew. I got the same friends, the same group chat I'm in. I am not lying to y'all. Kick 6. One of them was so pissed. He said, "I bought my SEC championship game tickets in August. What am I going to do with these?"
Tell them.
Let me listen, y'all. They bought conference championship game tickets 4 months ahead of time before. When they didn't buy it in late November. They didn't buy it. No. In August. The arrogance. I went back to Birmingham from Auburn, wearing nothing but Auburn gear. While I was an Auburn student, I worked at Auburn. All I got is Auburn gear. Go back with my Auburn jacket. I am not lying to y'all. I would go in a store wearing an Auburn jacket, and people looked at me like I had two heads. Like what did I do? It's like I didn't even realize why they were looking at me until somebody did this to me. Roll Tide. I said, "What? This is what y'all talk about? I can't wear a jacket? This is what it's like here now? I don't want to come back here." That's how I felt. Like, wow, I don't want to come back here.
Throw the whole city
The
away.
arrogance. You had to be a Bama fan, apparently, if you live in the city of Birmingham. Like, it was so terrible. And now, this is another one. When in 2017, we beat them on the way to our SEC championship game appearance, when they very smugly said, we'll still be in the playoff and we'll still win the Natty. And I threw every bit of salt on their hopes I could. And wouldn't you know it, they got in the playoffs and they won the Natty, reinforcing the arrogance. But now it's I don't even. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good to just them not knowing whether or not they have a chance to win a game instead of just believing they're going to win it. Maybe they'll believe that their support is needed to win games, and they'll show up at their games now. I don't know. Maybe that'll be the difference. They won't just expect to win. So. It did not work for basketball. The arrogance is what will change, and I'm looking forward to this personal evolution that Bama fans will go through year in and year out, not knowing what's going to happen from week to week, not knowing if you stand a chance with a recruit. Just, I don't know. I'm just here to root and have a good time. Let's see if they put on a happy face when all this stuff starts changing.
No,
I bet they don't. I bet they don't.
No,
it's gonna be great though.
Our guy, John or JJ says even tornadoes are scared of trailer parks tonight. Yeah.
I mean, their whole world is wrecked. I don't want no tornado to hit nobody's house right now. They can't take another one. It's too much. No. It's too much.
Yeah. Timothy Bennett says Lane Kiffin is the only one with an ego big enough to think he could fill Saban's shoes. He will be their next coach.
Yeah, I think you got to be a little arrogant to take the job. Like, you have to go in there with some bravado, right? Like, of course. I get it, because you want somebody that's going to come in and be bold enough. And Kiffin, I think he's done a pretty good job handling the media as of late. Like, I've seen some impressive interviews that he's done where he's just become more likable in the media.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
He's become more likable. Like,
he finished that sentence.
I was about to say when he threw the in the media on there.
In the media, in the media, he's become more likable, and he's coming off that way. And so we'll see. He's got a history there, so it would not be unfamiliar territory for boosters and people who've had dealings with him before. But I know that I thought there was a little bit of sour grapes with the way that he left.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Because was it? Remind me, did they not allow him to coach that national title game, or did
basically Saban was like, "No, you're gonna sit this one out.
You too distracted." They thought that he was too distracted with building his staff at FAU, so they were like, "No, you mentally you ain't even here anyway, so just go ahead."
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see if all is forgiven, and I think it would make sense in a lot of ways for him to go there and try to really do his best to tank that program into the ground.
Yeah. I'm in favor.
Yeah, I think so. I think he has a good chance to do well or completely self-destruct there.
Yeah.
Justin Crumpton says Dabo Swinney played at Bama, 92 national championship team, coached under Stallings at Bama, won titles at Clemson. Thoughts?
I think that the game is passing Dabo by in some ways. Like, I just don't. I wouldn't go this route if I were hiring for this position.
I think 4 or 5 years ago, this would have been a surefire thing.
Yeah.
Surefire.
Like right now,
who's going to come running down that hill at Clemson if Dabo isn't there?
Oh, they're done. They're dead. Clemson's over with. It's over, man. It's over. I mean, that's not even that attractive a job without Dabo. Like, similar to Bama, Dabo's legacy there at Clemson is the only draw. Oh, not the only draw. They would be decent, but you haven't been competitive in NIL, and mostly I think that's because of Dabo. I don't know what the Clemson alum base is like as far as contributions and booster and stuff like that. I know it's not what FSU is. Like FSU, they actually have more going for them than Clemson does. Clemson they got lucky, man. A wide receiver coach that was a very goofy guy had a good enough plan to make some stuff work. They overpaid their coordinators to keep them in-house, to keep stuff going. They recruited well. It worked. Dabo, present-day Dabo, in present-day college football, is not the coach that Alabama would aspire to have. But I don't know. Things change. People change. Let's see how desperate they get if they start striking out on a couple of candidates.
Yeah. Guys, before we move on real quick, can we get that comment down? Can we? Rogueshop.com. Our guy Richard came through, man. He's got the Bama pack ready for you to go. Rogueshop.com. Use code 4 to get 15% off your Bama pack. That includes sunflower and you get gummies. You get flour and gummies in this pack. So whether you want to smoke it or chew it, they've got you covered at the Rogue Shop, rogueshop.com. They've been supporting us for a very, very long time. Please go support them. They put a nice note in there. And beside the Bama pack, you can get candles and, lotions and Sal's. They got everything there for sleep, stress, anxiety.
I need to talk to
pain.
Richard. I will put a social media graphic together for that and put that out tonight.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I guarantee you that thing will fly, boy.
Yeah. So get your Bama pack, rogueshop.com, use code rapport.
All right. Otis Smith comes back and says, I mean, no one is talking about Urban Meyer. And I think at the time that you put it in there,
that's the other person who has the ego, I think, to match Lane Kiffin. He thinks the world of himself. After that stint with the Jags, I know that for a fact now.
He would go back. He would definitely come back into coaching for the Alabama job for sure. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Gene Davis says Dan Lanning can take the job when it's available again in 3 years.
That actually makes sense. You just can't be the person to follow Saban.
Yeah,
you gotta wait. Just wait. Just wait a minute.
Z Shady says Kalen DeBoer would be a nightmare if Bama got him.
I don't know that either. You got another Michael Penix on deck? He had the quarterback. Honestly, he lucked up and had the quarterback the same way I think we talked about this last couple of weeks. A lot of teams luck up and have the quarterback because, I mean, he didn't get hurt. Michael Penix was injury plagued for the first 2-3 years of his career, and then he just didn't get hurt, played the best football of his life. Yes, if Michael DeBoer has another one of those, then yeah, he'll be fine at Bama. But I think we're putting a lot on coaches, Dan Lanning included, where everything went right for you your first 2 years, but that's not the entirety of a job, man. You got to keep reloading it, find another quarterback, keep the trenches low. It's a lot to do, and I don't know. I don't know what to make of Caleb DeBoer.
Mississippi State up there coming next year.
He did out there slinging the pill. He's a gunslinger as well, but can he reproduce it like that? If he does it this year with a new quarterback, new wide receivers, then I'll be like, all right, we got something with him. I mean, the job will be filled by then, but at least you have a better idea of who Kalen DeBoer is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny H says, I'm hearing Brian Harsin is a name to watch for Bama.
This joke has been made 5 million times on Twitter at this point.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
I can definitely believe it. Matthew Geyer says, extreme dark horse Ryan Day. Dude understands NIL if nothing else.
Yeah, and not how to win big games. So I doubt he gets. I doubt they want him. He's better equipped at Ohio State to win it all than anybody has been at Bama, and he still has only made it there. Nah, he ain't. Nah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't take this shot. He only has to lose if he goes there.
Yeah, he's losing enough already. Yeah, his rival just won 3 straight against him and won a natty. Ryan, what's attractive about Ryan Day?
Yeah, stay where you're at,
bro. Right.
The spray.
Otis Smith says, "What a damn day if it was Gus."
That's of the funniest possibilities. The most entertaining is Gus Malzahn.
I would never watch another Iron Bowl.
I would. Oh my
Gus
goodness, that would be hilarious.
It's goofy ass. Oh my god, no, no, I don't want it. No.
Alan Barry says, if you are not a fan of Alabama, who is the coach? Who is the coach who you think to yourself, I don't want to see him at Bama?
I would have just said it.
You said Urban.
For the short term, he wouldn't last long, but he could actually kind of maintain their recruiting momentum and do something that makes football sense for a few years and keep them in the conversation. This is probably the most underrated coach in America. Oda just gave a super chat. Kyle Whittingham.
Kyle Whittingham's a good coach.
He is a very good coach.
He is an SEC type of coach.
Yes. Yes. That would be terrifying. That would be terrifying.
They probably would end up being Kentucky, but they'd still be.
They can knock you off any year, whether they were really good or not. They can still knock you off.
You can't overlook them for sure. They will be a trap game on the road, and even at home for sure.
Yeah.
Don L says Bama overachieved this year. Take Saban out the picture. They don't make the improvements.
Yeah, I don't. It would definitely be interesting to see that after they made the pivot away from Milroe, if it weren't for Nick Saban, would they go back to him?
Right. Or if he even gets the nod to start to begin with, if it wasn't Nick Saban.
I think Tommy Rees probably goes with his guy if he's the OC and there's no Nick Saban to overrule that. So be very interesting to see how that play out.
Just like I had prayed it would go. Dang it. All right. So Nina says, if Ryan Day comes to Fama, That's like jumping out of a frying pan into the fire. The SEC fan base is different.
Yeah, we keep saying it. There's very little. It doesn't make sense from a career standpoint for him to do this. Stay where you're at. You're always in the conversation. They seem to be content with your mediocrity. Like
they are not content.
It's not going to be easier for him to win at Bama. So why do it?
And you got one team you got to worry about
every
year, as opposed to like what 2, 3.
Yeah,
4.
their schedules have been so soft. God,
Yeah.
Ohio State has some soft schedules. I think Ike and I were looking at it. Ohio State doesn't have a Power 5 non-conference opponent next year.
Mm-hmm.
They don't play. I mean, they play 9 conference games in the Big Ten, but they don't have a P5 non-con on the schedule.
That makes sense though, because you're going to 9, and then you got Oregon and Washington. You got to do some traveling yourself, right? So it kind of makes sense.
Travel is what's gonna kill them.
Yeah. Jacob Chiz says, "Thank you. Grandfather was a 1957 national champ. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
That is pretty
awesome.
cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
We're equal to your granddad for sure." Lord Frost says, "If Bama hires Jerry Kill, we are cooked."
That's funny.
If anybody hires Jerry Kill,
Jerry Kill. How old is Jerry Kill, bro?
I don't know. I know he has some health problems.
Yeah, he
and
stepped
he's
down
old,
again.
so I don't. Yeah,
he stepped down again. So yeah, if Bama hires Jerry Kill, their AD is cooked, because Bama fans will not appreciate that hire at all. They will be. They will.
He does not have the pedigree to make Bama fans feel happy about that hire.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Jason H gifted a More Report membership. Thank you, good sir.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate that.
AU Convergence said Bama just decommitted from the SEC.
That's pretty funny.
Ryan Stokes actually had a good tweet about a whole bunch of Bama fans hit the transfer portal. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Damian Prentice says whoever the new coach Bama's hire, we're going to have a chance to win another He Gone shirt, because he's going to be gone if they lose the Iron Bowl.
Oh man, God, Auburn should have put a loss on. They should have put an L on Alabama this year.
Yeah,
man.
I think that's the thing. In retrospect, I'm the most disappointed of. We had the opportunity on his way out the door to hang an L on him before,
and and that's the last game he coached. Regular season game would have been an L to Auburn.
That would have been amazing.
So they missed that opportunity, but anybody coming through the door has to understand the importance and significance of that rivalry. It may not have been very competitive overall the last 10 years, but it does not matter any less than it did when it was competitive. So losing to Auburn will not be tolerated, just like losing to Alabama is not tolerated.
Closing thoughts, gentlemen.
It's good day for college football, man. I think that parity will be back in some ways, and I think it's kind of there's a certain amount of
just got stronger today. Let's be clear.
Symmetry with this happening the year before the 12-team playoff is instituted, right? Mm-hmm. So hopefully it produces some more exciting games, and then leave some room for the next coaching superstar to step in. The arms race to hire the best coach has never been hotter, right? So guys are throwing money around, hoping maybe this is the guy that can get our program there, and go on like a 20-year run like Saban had. It's so rare in sports to see that. So it's kind of nice to see it over, because hopefully what you get as a fan is you get more competitiveness, more parity. Like, some different teams at the top. We just watched a championship game with Washington and Michigan, right? And awesome. Not to see an SEC team in there was new. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was one of the worst national championships I've watched in a long time.
It sucked, but
it was terrible. It was terrible. There was no other teams in it. So this opens the door for that. And circling back around to Auburn, I just think there's such an opportunity here if you're Hugh Freeze. So many things have fallen into right. He didn't go the way he wanted on the field, but there's a lot that's going right for him. You may be able to close a top 5 recruiting class with as many 5 stars as Auburn's seen in one class in never. Right? You get Ryan Williams, they will have like 6 or 7 or 8 top 100 kids, like 4 or 5 top 50 kids. And you re-recruit those guys the next year. You go out and you find a quarterback to throw these receivers the ball, and you just keep doing that until now you have the program that everybody fears and doesn't want to play. So this leaves the door open for that. I just think that not having to recruit against Saban and the allure of him and the prestige and all the things that he brought to the table leaves it open for everybody else. And Auburn is actually pretty uniquely positioned to take advantage of that, like some of these other schools maybe can't, given that they sit in a recruiting ground, a hotbed. Mm-hmm. Alabama produces some of the best high school football players year in and year out. Saban's gone. This is your time to step up and prove that you can do it. And he doesn't have to do it against Saban anymore. So we'll see what he does.
4 words to Hugh Freeze. Don't mess this up.
For real, man.
You have a window. Don't mess this up. All right, tell the people what they need to be doing, sir.
Go ahead and be a part of the Green Name Gang. We got a lot of insider content for you guys about Auburn sports stuff. We ain't going to be talking about that other team no more after this. So we're going to be talking more Auburn sports stuff. If you want to get in on that film review and other things, make sure that you lock in with us, Green Name Gang. We got you coming up here. Membership gifting is a thing that you can do. You can get someone a membership, and they'll get a free month on you. We appreciate those of you who continue to do this for us. You can go and listen to audio versions of a lot of what we talked about. We will definitely have some of this up on podcast for you guys coming up tomorrow. Or Friday, whichever day at B-Will's going to have this up. But that's going to be happening for you guys. You can listen on the Auburn Express. Can't wait to hear what the Up-Tempo and College Loop guys have to say about these things, so you can tap in with them as well. And if you didn't get a chance to win something tonight, you can hit us up on our website, and you can go cop your merch. That He Gone t-shirt is available there. And I'll get you more information about this Rogue Shop Bama pack as soon as we get all the details ironed out with our guy Richard. But looking forward to all of those things.
Before we get out of here, please be sure to share this video with those of you who are looking for great Auburn content. Smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, IG, even Facebook at The War Rapport, or TW Rapport on TikTok. That's it for now, guys. Greatly appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. As always,
rest of my week.
War Eagle. Happy New Year.